Hello everyone, this is Marcel. I'd like to welcome you back to my channel. This is a brief update on my previous video, MGTOW is Discrimination, where I discovered that Alphabet Incorporated or Google was actually blocking certain phrases, namely MGTOW itself, from being used to direct targeting to specific audiences within a campaign. Now in my video, I made it sound like anything containing the word MGTOW wouldn't be advertised to, and that wasn't what I was going for. And Sandman was nice enough to point that out to me, that it's just the targeting process that was blocked. He gave an excellent example that if a person were selling sex dolls and they wanted to target only MGTOW channels, they would not be able to. They have to reach out to a much broader scope of channels, and that would render it less effective. Despite the means, however, the motives for which are clear. It's defunding, starving MGTOW of as much support as they can. The way to look at it, though, is for marketing purposes from someone who's trying to run a channel. Adding a MGTOW tag in your video is not able to bring you any additional advertisers, whereas, like, for example, putting cool cars in would bring car advertisements. The tagging system is truly a brilliant tool, and it allows us to conveniently reach out to people who want to see our videos based on specific key phrases. Google, if I can call them by kind of a general name, has openly admitted to using the tags that we put in our videos to sometimes demonetize us. I never knew until now that those very same tags were used for marketing purposes, though it makes sense being as that's basically what their system revolves around. So where do we go from here, and how do we beat this little game they're playing? The first and most obvious temptation would be to put a tag in your video that is less relevant but would bring in advertising revenue, right? But in doing so, you're also going to stretch out your audience to less appropriate or even uninterested viewers, so your algorithms may suffer. Another method would be to change the way that we could type MGTOW for the sake of tag purposes or search purposes. Now, it doesn't mean that we couldn't also just type MGTOW, but it may allow us to use a different phrase for that purpose. Now, ad campaigns don't change instantly, so advertisers would have to catch on to that, though it is one option. The only problem there is that Google would eventually catch on to it too, so it becomes something of a rat race, or even an arms race. One where we're constantly trying to change ourselves and stay one step ahead. Although we can't expect to get a complete easy ride with what we do here, the pressure to constantly change our system is exactly what they're intending. If we have to squirm and adapt, then they still win. Another option, which I believe most of us have done to a degree, is to diversify our videos outside of pure MGTOW, whereas we do like travel blogs or product reviews, things like that, which would bring in new audiences that otherwise wouldn't be aware of MGTOW and then can discover it if it's appropriate for them, great, and if they're not interested, they'll just appreciate the blogs and the how-tos, so everybody's happy. Though it might only be a matter of time before Google finds a way to kind of tether sentiment of specific videos to a channel itself and adjust accordingly, so a person can't do one specific MGTOW video and then 10 how-to videos, because Google's going to be like, wait, look at this one here. This video needs to go. Then, of course, there's crowdfunding, which we've all been aware of as an option. Patreon, PayPal, for example. I don't personally like the idea of looking at that as a source of revenue, as much so as the equivalent of, say, a tip jar on the counter. That if someone appreciates a creator's work, it's a way of kind of giving back. Then lastly, what comes to mind is diversifying through the channels in which we post our videos, VidMe, Minds, I've said it before. The drawback there is that some of these channels are underdeveloped and lack the audience that YouTube has currently, which of course will change with time as they grow and YouTube becomes increasingly toxic and less relevant. As I'm going over all of this in my mind, it keeps occurring to me that this is not the place to make money on YouTube, if that's what a person is in it for. These are controversial topics, at least from their perspective, and if a person wants to come into this topic to strike it rich, it's not the best plan. Firstly, because you really have to be passionate about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and eventually people will see through it. I'm sure there are more lucrative options, which there wouldn't be nearly as much opposition. My channel alone has been completely demonetized several times through both specific attacks and the algorithms. I woke up one morning and everything was gone from a revenue perspective. It can happen. And it can happen in a blink of an eye. That's a lot of work to put into something to just see it all vanish. I am here because I believe in what we're doing, and that we're making a difference in the world. I will be here long after they've found ways to strip all the funding away, assuming that they ever will. Moving forward, I'm going to continue watching this system and let you know anything that I discover that's unusual or interesting that can work to our advantage in how we post our videos. An example of which would be I have 2 identical videos posted. One of them is unlisted and posted in Minds, and the other is public here on YouTube. And as far as the tags, the notes, everything on them is identical. And I did it that way because I wanted to see how much of a difference the views from Minds would bring into the channel. Well, one of them is demonetized, the one on Minds, and the other one that's public on YouTube is not. And I find that extremely interesting, because if it's something like the comments or the traffic that's going through and causing demonetization, in addition to tags, you would think that it would be the opposite. Don't jump to any conclusions though. It could be one of the comments specifically. I currently have dozens of monetized videos on Minds, though just not mirrored ones that are unlisted. I'll look into it and I'll do some research and some testing and see what happens, and I'll get back to you. I wish they hadn't demonetized my mirror channel. I could probably be using it to do experiments with to see what happens, and fortunately they took away all of the ability to monetize it. So it's pretty much useless until more people have seen it, but we'll get there eventually. In the meantime, stick to your goals, stand behind your channels. Ultimately, nothing worth having is ever truly easy. The good things in life must be fought for. If you've had any experiences, if you've realized anything unusual with your own channels, please let me know down below. The more we communicate what's happening, the harder it's going to be for us all to get pushed out of this community, meaning these platforms. Until next time, this has been Marcel.